G'day and welcome to Aussie Vision. I'm Dale and we're going to be talking about the national finals taking place this weekend in Estonia, in Denmark, Italy and Portugal, and trying to make some predictions about who might take them out. Let's start with Estonia. And this looks like it's going to be a race between the solo males here. We think the top three, which is what ends up happening in Eesti Laul for the super final, will be between Koitum, Jüri Putzmann and Uku Saviste. All three of them have represented Estonia before, or been chosen to represent Estonia before at Eurovision. Though we think it's going to come down to a head-to-head battle between Koitum and Uku Saviste. Two very popular artists in Estonia, and you know what? They've got pros and cons about both. Uku's song is probably the best one in there, but his staging was a lot going on, a little messy, and if they can clean it up, I think he'll be home there. But Koit, if he can bring a really good vocal, and he might have just missed it a little bit in the semi-final, if he can smash something out, he could certainly take it out as well. They're both very, very popular. And it's probably going to be a popularity contest because I don't think either song really stands up above the other one. I think Uku's probably got the better entry, but at the same time, who is Estonia going to back here? I think they're going to go for the redemption story for Uku here. It's not just about his song, but it's also over the fact he didn't get to go to Eurovision last year. And ultimately, when it comes down to it, I think the Estonian people are going to choose that, helped by that reason as well as the song itself. So we think Uku Saviste is going to take it out in Estonia. Also number one song with the Aussie Vision team as well. So double whammy there for us. Okay, moving on to Italy and Sanremo, the music festival, which is a 5-day extravaganza that goes on forever. Liv in our team has been covering that all week, and she's picked out a few that stand out here, and they kind of match up with the bookies' favourites. And at the moment, it looks to be a duel between Annalisa and Ermel Meta. Also, Mike in the Aussie Vision team, who does love Sanremo, also thought Irama has a good chance as well, and that's his prediction. He's a bit of an outsider now, drifting away a little bit, but certainly still has a really good chance. Liv in the team does think Annalisa might take it out. She's very popular. She has a great song. She almost won it a couple of years ago, and she'd be great at Eurovision. But I'm actually going to go with the bookies' favourite here, which is Ermel Meta. I think it's a really accessible Italian ballady song. He performs it well. I think it's going to work with all the different types of juries that are in Sanremo, the demoscopic, the press, and the million juries that take place. I think he's going to have widespread appeal. He's looking to do well so far, and I think he is actually going to take it out. I would love to see Annalisa, but I think Ermel Meta might take it out this year. Personally, I love Madame, but I think she's a little too young at this stage to take out the full title. So we'll see how that one goes in Sanremo. If they win, doesn't necessarily mean they go to Eurovision. It's their option. It's about the music festival first, Eurovision second actually in Italy. So we don't know if that definitely means that person would go to Eurovision. So we'll have to wait and see whoever wins. Moving on to Denmark now, which is a bit trickier because we haven't seen any of the live performances. So we're kind of going off the studios here and what the feel is in Denmark. Bookies are going for Fire and Flame, or Fear and Flame, Fire and Flame. And it's that really throwback 80s song. It sounds like it's actually not from 1985, not inspired from 1985. I don't know if it's going to win though. Denmark hasn't picked a Danish song to represent them since they could sing in English. Every single one's been English, or even a little bit of French, obviously, with Leonora a couple of years ago. So I'm actually going to go for the second favourite here, which is Cosmic Twins and Silver Bullet. I'm thinking, look, it's 80s inspired, it's accessible, it's likable, it's everything Danish entries normally go for, something that kind of like middle range of people liking it without maybe loving it or being their number one, but they still get a good result. I can see this working, but we haven't seen the lives. It could be a mess. They might not be able to perform it. They might be vocally awful. Who knows? But I think that's the one that's going to take it out. I'm not sure there's a Danish song in there to really stand out above the rest. I feel like it's a really open year, and without seeing the lives, it's very hard to predict, but I'm going to go with Silver Bullet at this stage. Moving on to Portugal, another one that in a very opposite way normally would not choose anything English or Western. They love to stick with Portuguese songs here. And look, there's a couple of fan favorites in here which I think have very Western sounding songs, but that doesn't always work, as we just mentioned. Neve and Pedro Gonçalves, I think they're both really good songs. I personally love Pedro Gonçalves' song. Even though it's in Portuguese, I think it does have that Western European sound, and a lovely medley and a great song, good performance, but I'm not sure it'll take it out, unfortunately, because I would love to see it win. I actually really like Caratos and Ramal with Saudade, and I think that is really, really good. I think it's very Portuguese, very modern, great staging. I think it was something that would work for juries and public in Portugal, and I think would work quite well at Eurovision. And I think that could be the one to take it out. It makes me nervous. It's the opening number. Like, you kind of think openers don't normally go on to win a national final, but I don't know, things are different in Portugal at the same time. There's a lot of female ballads, however, in the mix here, and Carolina's one that stands out. There's a whole bunch of them, to be honest, that could sneak up and take it, because we know they are fond of a female Portuguese ballad at Festival de Cancao. So let's see what ends up happening. I think I'm still going to go with Caratos to win, but again, I feel it's very open and someone could cause a surprise there. But I think Caratos would be a really good entry to send, but I'm personally going for Pedro Gonçalves there as well. So those are the predictions. We've been pretty on the money so far. I think Kano was the one that obviously didn't work, but we personally loved Tix. But I think most people got that prediction wrong as well. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.